He only agreed to the blind date to shut his mother up. 5 minutes, that's all he planned to give her. But 5 minutes turned into forever, because when she laughed, something in him broke, and healed, all at once. The camera pans across a busy city night, neon lights, clinking glasses, and rain tapping softly against the windows of a rooftop restaurant. At the corner table sits Ethan Hale, the youngest CEO in the city's history, staring at his watch. Cold eyes. Impeccable suit. A man who measures life in deadlines, not heartbeats. Opposite the empty chair, a single red rose lies on the table, a promise he intends not to keep. And then she arrives, Lila Rivera, late, drenched from the rain, carrying mismatched shoes and a laughter that doesn't belong to a world so cruel. That laughter will soon change everything. Rose Chapter 1, 5 minutes only. Ethan Hale was used to control. Deals, boardrooms, power, everything followed his calendar. But emotions, they were an inconvenience he had long ago filed under, useless. Ever since his father's death and his mother's endless matchmaking schemes, Ethan's world had narrowed to numbers and silence. Tonight was supposed to be another routine escape, a blind date, arranged by his mother's friend. He told himself he'd leave after 5 minutes, smile politely, and vanish before dessert. No attachments. No heart. He sat alone, glancing at his reflection in the window. Behind him, the city twinkled with lives that still dared to dream. He didn't. Then, chaos. A woman stumbled into the restaurant, dripping wet from the storm, apologizing to the waiter, to the world, to anyone who would listen. Her hair was wild, her shoes didn't match, and her laugh, oh, her laugh, echoed like music through the room. Sorry. I swear I'm usually less soggy, she said, her cheeks flushed as she spotted him. Ethan blinked, slightly annoyed, slightly amused. Lila Rivera. She nodded, setting down her bag, water dripping from her umbrella onto the expensive marble floor. You're early, she said with a grin. I was betting you'd ditch before I got here. He almost did, but something about her tone, light, teasing, completely unafraid of his reputation, made him stay seated. Just 5 minutes more. They ordered coffee. She talked too much. He talked too little. But for the first time in years, Ethan found himself listening. Lila told him about her tiny flower shop, about how she delivers bouquets with handwritten notes to strangers because she believes flowers are like second chances, you never know who needs one. Ethan smirked. That's not exactly profitable. She shrugged. Maybe not, but it's purposeful. And there it was, the word he had forgotten existed. Purpose. As rain painted silver streaks down the windows, Ethan caught himself watching the curve of her smile. The warmth in her eyes. The way she talked to the waiter like he was a friend, not an employee. When he finally glanced at his watch again, it wasn't 5 minutes. It was 2 hours. And for the first time in a decade, he didn't care. Heartbreak Chapter 2, The Promise of Forever. The weeks that followed were an accident he didn't want to fix. Ethan and Lila were opposites in every possible way. He was spreadsheets, she was sunsets, he saw risk, she saw wonder. But she had a way of turning even silence into comfort. He began showing up at her flower shop, pretending to check on deliveries, though everyone could see he was just there for her. Lila teased him endlessly. Careful, CEO, stay too long and you'll start smelling like roses instead of money. He laughed, a sound even his own staff hadn't heard in years. But just when life began to bloom again, the storm returned. A scandal hit the company, an investor betrayal that threatened everything Ethan built. The press tore him apart. Rumors spread. He shut everyone out, even her. Lila showed up at his office, her arms full of lilies. I thought you might need these, she said gently. I don't need flowers, he said coldly. Or sympathy. Her eyes softened. I didn't bring sympathy. I brought hope. You forgot what that looks like. He turned away. You don't understand. I'm about to lose everything. Lila stepped closer. Then lose it. But don't lose yourself. Because the man I met that night wasn't a CEO. He was just Ethan. And he was worth staying for. The words cracked him open. That night, Ethan didn't sleep. He thought about how she'd shown up, uninvited, unafraid, just like that first night in the rain. He realized something terrifying. He didn't want a life without her in it. Days later, after resigning from the board and walking away from the empire that once defined him, Ethan showed up at her flower shop. He was holding a single rose, the same one she had left behind on their first date. When she looked up, he smiled, nervous and human for the first time. "I came to stay," he said quietly. "If you'll let me." Lila's eyes glistened. "Took you long enough, mister." 5 minutes. He laughed, the same laugh that began everything. And when he kissed her, the city lights outside flickered like they, too, had been waiting for this moment.